Okay, we're live.
As I'm biting my finger.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Not just smart, they heal Mars. They're not just smart, they heal Mars. They're not just smart, they heal Mars. They're not just smart, they heal Mars.
Ladies and gentlemen, fans and friends, we are back once again. I am the custodian of charisma and the ophthalmologist of optimism. She is the sultan of sarcasm and the sorceress of sass. I am the ghost. She is the coat. I am Brady. She is Danielle. Together, we are the best friends in all the land. We are the heel marks, and this is everybody's favorite Ring of Honor post show. That's right. This is Mark of Honor. Thank you to everybody joining us on all the bodyslam.net networks, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on X or Twitter or whatever it's called these days. If you see a like button, go ahead and smash that like button. If there's a share button, share it. You see the comment section, join it. Be a part of this conversation and let everybody know exactly what you thought about tonight's edition of Ring of Honor. That's what we're gonna get into. We had 7 matches tonight, but they did it in like an hour. So it's one of those things where like it's interesting how, because I feel like back in the day, like wrestling 8 matches was kind of the standard, and they would do that in a 2-hour show. Like
Right.
we're talking about back in the day, Raw, SmackDown, whatever it was. I almost feel like every episode had about 8 matches. That was kind of standard. You had backstage segments, this and that. These guys gave us a 7-match show in a 1-hour segment, including 3 matches that were proving grounds. So you knew that they weren't going to go any more than 10 minutes. So I feel like that might have had something to do with them being able to get us so much in so little.
Also, they don't really do backstage segments or cut promos in the ring or do any of that
have
stuff.
both entrances. So there's
Or
a lot
have
of
both
other things.
entrances.
Yeah,
So it's a lot of cutting, so they can do a lot of
have a lot of matches going.
I mean, really, the people at Ring of Honor and AEW just want you to be able to enjoy as much of your Thursday night as possible. They're like, listen, we're going to get you from 7 to prime time. And then you want to watch the playoffs, go watch the playoffs. You want to watch a sitcom, go watch the sitcom. You want to watch every single English-speaking version of The Traitors, which, yes, people, that is exactly what I'm in the middle of doing. I become obsessed with The Traitors.
I mean, what happened is they probably know that the Ranger playoff game is on now, and they were like, listen, we need to finish up so people can watch it.
Right.
As I'm checking the score. Yes.
That's exactly what they did.
That's exactly right.
Let's see. Who do you think of the people on tonight's show is the biggest Ranger fan who really just wanted it to end so they could? I mean, I've got my guess, but I'm going to let you answer since I did ask you the question first. But I have 100% my guess.
Who to watch?
The biggest Ranger fan that was on Ring of Honor tonight. That's the
question. I'm going to say John Silver.
That's exactly my guess. That was exactly my guess. 100% has to be John Silver. I think John Silver is from like Long Island, so like I think
I almost said Mike Bennett, but then I remember that Mike Bennett, I believe, is from Chicago, which would mean like he's not rooting for the Rangers, like he's not in this.
Right. No, I feel like Silver was from like New York, so he's close enough where he would be a New York fan, and he's definitely got to be a hockey fan. Like everything about John Silver screams hockey fan to me.
Yeah. Especially like he's definitely like a Mighty Ducks person, and that probably like leaked into
big Mighty Ducks person.
Yeah, sure. He's definitely he's one of us.
Not as big as Matt Cardona, who to this day I will still never back down from the fact that he stole woo 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 from Kenny Wu. Woo woo, it's Kenny Wu. He saw that, he was like, oh my god, I have $1 million catchphrase.
He was, yeah. Oh yeah, he's from Montauk, New York, by the way.
Silver?
John Silver. Yeah.
Have you found pictures of him in a Rangers jersey already?
No, but Oh, but then he would be an Islanders fan, no? If he's from
Oh
Long
shit,
Island?
what do you mean?
I don't know. Yuck. His
I
real
mean, I
name
don't
is
know.
John Silver. I'm very impressed with that.
Well, I mean, that's a good name. When you have a name like
It's a
John
good
Silver,
solid
you're
name.
not messing around. You stick with
Yeah.
that name.
Should we tweet at him and ask him if he's a Ranger fan?
It's like I've heard people definitely. It's like I've
Okay.
heard people say like Jade Cargill. I'm surprised she kept her own name. It's like Jade Cargill is an amazing name.
Right.
Like the fact that her actual name is Jade Cargill, like that's a money name. You don't change that name.
Right. Like I always say Kenny Omega changed his name, which is silly because I think Kenny Omega's real name is a better name, but that's whatever. Me,
What
I
is
would
his
change.
real name?
It's Tyrone Smith, I believe.
Oh my
Isn't it-
god, that's so funny. Tyrone Smith. That sounds like
Tyson Smith. I'm
Honestly,
sorry,
no.
Tyson Smith. Tyson Smith.
okay. I was about to say Kenny Omega cannot be Tyrone Smith.
Tyson Smith is not a bad wrestling name.
Smith's a good name. Tyson
Yeah.
Smith,
I would change my last name because
obviously.
people would tease.
Shane
Yeah.
Sanchez says, "What's up in the live chat? What up, Shane? Let us know what you thought about tonight." And since we did kind of get into John Silver already, we can talk about
Yeah,
what
let's do
happened. We saw Jay Lethal and the biggest man in all of Ring of Honor, Satnam Singh, defeating the Dark Order. Evil Uno and John Silver representing the Dark Order this week. One of the funniest things was how Caprice was talking about normally the Dark Order tower over their opponents. And I'm like, who? John Silver doesn't tower over anyone. And I'm like, Evil Uno's a big guy, but like
Brody Lee was
even
tall,
he doesn't-
right?
huh?
Brody Lee was like 6 foot, right?
Brody Lee was definitely taller than Evil Uno, I think.
Yeah,
Like, Evil
but
Uno's
yeah,
a big guy.
Evil-
He's just not
he's not
especially tall. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I did like commentary. I really have to say with ROH. I mean, I know we talk about other companies and their commentating team. We can go on about that. I really, as we started this recap show, I really like it commentating because they really play off of each other well. They let you
No, they're a good
know
team.
wrestlers. They're really good. They say really funny things because they were talking about the Big Show at one point, and he was like, difference between Bill height and real height. Yeah. Riccobono. Like, I like that they say stuff like that.
You know what it is? You know, and this is what I think it is. Because you know, they do these matches sometimes. Some of the matches were done last night, some of the matches were done last week.
Right.
Some even longer than that, excuse me. And so it's one of those things, and like sometimes they have to mention things during a match that happened after the match was actually taped. So I think these guys are like in a back room kind of doing these ad-libs and doing, you know, this commentary like after the fact, perhaps maybe even this morning. I don't know when they do it or how, but I think the fact that they probably are like literally in a room together, kind of just rewatching the stuff and putting in what they need to put in, I feel like that makes more of a comfortable environment where they can kind of play off each other better, let their chemistry just flow and shine.
Right. And especially when they're having wrestlers come on that aren't always, you know, sometimes they're local talent and not a lot of people are familiar with that. They have to do extra research because it's not just the same, you know, the same John Silvers and the same Jay Lethals over and over again. They have different people, so they have to know a lot of information in order to bounce off each other, or it gets a little weird and we won't be able to follow.
Right. 100%. I was surprised. See, it's weird. On one hand, when I saw this match happening, I kind of did predict it correctly. However, Jay Lethal isn't really an ROH regular. He should be because of the pedigree he has and the rich history he has with Ring of Honor.
Right.
But we don't really see him on the show very often. And when we do, I mean, I don't really see him teaming with Satnam Singh. Like, this is kind of, we don't really see this tag team that often. Dark Order we see all the time. Dark Order sometimes they'll put in enhancement matches where that's really making the Dark Order look like potential tag team contenders. So to see them get dropped by Lethal and Satnam Singh makes me kind of wonder, are these guys going to be a new staple of our tag team division here in Ring of Honor? And if so, I don't think I'd mind it.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I'm happy we're getting to see Dark Order too. A lot.
Jay Lethal's kind of been wasted, like really wasted.
Right.
Like what a waste of a signing.
He's a waste of a signing because Jay Lethal also, like, for lack of a better term, is a ROH darling, in our opinion. Like, we've seen him at every show for years.
This is a legend.
This is a legend in ROH.
Have been held by Jay Lethal at some point in his career. So
I think he's held almost all of them, right?
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like almost every title that they've got, he's held at least once. So, you know, and let's jump to what our opener was tonight, which was the first Proving Ground match. Kyle Fletcher, TV champion, taking on Mentolo. Kyle Fletcher is a guy who, in my opinion, would benefit from kind of what they did with him like a few months ago when it seemed like he was heading towards a feud with Ethan Page, where you saw him get a nice, meaningful win over a Christopher Daniels, who is another ROH legend.
Right.
And other people with a bit more, you know, established credibility in Ring of Honor. Jay Lethal, you throw him with Kyle Fletcher, you give them about 15 minutes, he puts Kyle Fletcher over. That is a credible win for our TV champion. As opposed to putting him in a Proving Ground match with somebody who most people, he's a veteran in the business, but people aren't really familiar with him. And how do they let you know that you're supposed to care about him even though you don't know him? Of course, they got a name drop, and that's what we got. We got the Kenny Omega name drop that Mentolo was very instrumental in his career as he was first coming up.
Right. I wasn't a big fan of Mentolo when I was watching him. Wasn't a big fan of this match, actually. I wasn't really a big fan. I wasn't impressed with him at all. I was impressed with Kyle Fletcher. I feel like he gets better and better every week, and I feel like eventually they're just going to have to make this man world champion. Like, it's going to happen. I mean,
Kyle Fletcher really just at this point, and I think a part of it is Ring of Honor, and a part of it the fact that, as you said, we don't really know Mentolo that well. From what it sounds like, he didn't exactly catch your attention or impress you off the top.
Right. Yeah.
So Kyle Fletcher is starting to feel like a big fish in a small pond. He is starting to look, and I don't know if this is good or bad. I think it's maybe a mix of both, but he looks like he's in a league of his own right now. I mean, credit to them for establishing Lee Johnson in a quick time as an actual credible contender for their last pay-per-view match. But really, as soon as like all ego Ethan Page left, I mean, really, there's nobody on this roster that does seem like they're on Kyle Fletcher's level, except maybe your Ring of Honor champion, Mark Briscoe. Nobody else is really, and don't get me wrong, if you told me Shane Taylor was coming across Fletcher's title, I'd be so excited. I'd be like, okay, let's go. But as far as the way people are being presented and people are presenting themselves, Kyle Fletcher's in a league of his own right now. Like, he's just standing high above.
Yeah, it's just weird. You don't have anybody to put up against him. Like, why is nobody coming after this title? Like, nobody's calling out any of our champions, and it's very confusing to me.
I mean, the problem to me seems obvious, and it's just the fact of how good Kyle Fletcher is. So they can't just use him at Ring of Honor.
Right.
He's got to be on Dynamite. He's got to be on Collision. He's got to be on Rampage. He's got to be with the Don. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different things they're doing with him right now. Don Callis, Will Ospreay, the Ring of Honor TV champion, then him just, you know what I'm saying? So he's everywhere, and justifiably so. And really, when that ends is when they decide, okay, let's have him pass the TV championship to someone else, and we'll make him the next big stud on AEW, as opposed to having him everywhere right now. I love him as the Ring of Honor TV champion. I think he should hold him for a while.
Yeah.
But we definitely need to start a... What?
I said he's like Roy Kent, and then I realized you didn't watch Ted Lasso. Roy Kent, he's here. He's there.
Did not watch Ted Lasso.
Roy Kent.
Right. Anyway, as I was saying, they really just need to start establishing more people on the roster that can appear to be on Kyle Fletcher's level, so we don't feel like it's just enhanced matches that they call Proving Ground matches.
Right. Definitely. We need some storytelling. We talk about this all the time. No storytelling. No chase for the title.
Yeah.
I'd love
to
fact,
see this week in particular, we got no storytelling except for like after the main event. Like, that was the only real story we got at all.
Right. Even the backstage
in terms
stuff
of matches.
Was like, yeah.
I mean, we did get that.
In terms of matches.
We got the backstage segment from Iron Savages where they are officially going full Savage. Love this for them. We've talked in the past about how these guys need something, and it's like they could be real vicious heels. I kind of do think the babyface push could have gone a different way had they made certain tweaks and done it differently. But I like them saying, you know, there's no reason for us to be happy-go-lucky. We are the biggest, baddest guys back here, and it's time that we remembered it and time you remembered it. The only thing I didn't like is they cut this heel badass promo. Jack Jameson shaved his beard, so this is a new version. However, they end the promo with the same exact like opening intro thing that they've been doing as babyfaces for the longest time, saying that, we're going to sip sauce, we're living large, and we're going to take you to Titty City. It's like, listen, bro, if you guys are going to be badasses, you got to stop talking about Titty City. The titty
like you're
play
not
has
invited
go.
to Titty City anymore.
Yeah, like exactly. If people were getting into Titty City, then you got to take it away. Like
now they got to fill out a fucking application.
So I'm curious how this works. I do feel like this is how they should be presented, because the truth is the tag team of the Iron Savages tag team really are one of the most slept on tag teams in the entire company.
100%. 100%.
Like,
This tag team has charisma. They have everything going for them that can make feuds with them so much fun. That I'm fine that they did a heel turn, but I mean, I think they missed the mark with keeping them babyface.
Well, also, and admittedly, so last week, me and you were ready to do the show. We couldn't do it due to technical difficulties. 2 weeks ago, we were not able to do the show due to scheduling.
Right.
I did watch both Ring of Honor shows, but I cannot remember in either show an Iron Savage's heel turn happening. Now, it kind of seemed like when commentary sent us back to Iron Savages who are, happy-go-lucky no more, something like that. They kind of like already hinted that a heel turn was happening. And then it kind of seemed like these guys were explaining something that happened. I don't know if I just completely missed it. I don't know if maybe Iron Savages turned heel on like a Rampage that I missed or something. It seems like something happened that I missed. It doesn't seem like them just being backstage here with a new attitude was the heel turn. If I did miss something, then that's fine. I got to figure out what I missed. If I didn't miss something, and this was in fact the heel turn, then that is so lazy. Like, are you kidding me? If you really want us to care about this, I need these guys to kick someone's ass. I need them to have a match with a babyface tag team, lose that match. The other team wants to give them respect with a handshake, and they just say fuck it and just absolutely trounce these guys.
Who was a babyface tag team? Oh, the
infantry they could have done it.
I was gonna say the infantry, right? Because I feel like that, or Top Flight, right? Top Flight's are babyfaces, right?
Top Flights are definitely babyfaces.
Yeah. Top Flight would be.
I mean, Dark Order. Dark Order also, any of these.
No, not Dark Order.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see where this goes. I think they're gonna have to do a lot more changing to their personality, to their presentation, to everything. They can't just be badasses, but doing the same thing. So their next entrance is gonna tell us a lot about where the Iron Savages go. Now that they
have to like talk shit to the fans.
Yeah, they gotta spray them in the face with their sweet sauce.
Yeah, and be like, this isn't sweet anymore. It's sour sauce.
Yeah, we Sour Patch Kids now.
Yeah.
You mentioned Top Flight, and I think it's interesting. Now Darius and Action Andretti will be teaming until Dante is able to come back from his injury. However, I was surprised that they announced Darius Martin and Action Andretti as Top Flight.
Yeah. I was confused too because I was like, wait, is he Top Flight? I was like, I'm missing something. There was a moment of me like being like, wait a minute.
Well, it's interesting and it almost makes me wonder if maybe, and we had been talking about how we like seeing these guys as a trio.
Yeah, definitely.
They could be like a cool stable. So perhaps Top Flight is now no longer the name just of the tag team of the Martin brothers, but now the name of the stable. And if any two of the stable, compete, they can go by Top Flight.
These guys can't get a break, man. Everybody keeps getting hurt.
The Martin brothers in particular, I feel like they get hurt all the time.
They need to come out like Russ from is that his name from Little Giants in the bubble wrap when they wrestle?
Oh yeah.
Like when he's in the styrofoam, that's how they need to come out. These poor guys, like every time get some momentum, something happens.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're gonna be forced into switching up their styles to just a little bit less high risk. And for the record, I'm not actually sure at the moment what his injury was. Like, I don't remember how it happened. So I don't know if it was a high flyer thing or if it was just, but with these guys and their style, it does just the area for error is just a lot bigger.
It's kind of like Bryan Danielson. He changed his wrestling style for his neck. You got to change it a little bit.
Matt Hardy used to do the leg drop, eventually just turned it to an elbow to the head.
Yeah.
For the,
I
for
would
the
hurt
same
myself.
thing.
I would hurt myself just walking down the ramp. Like
I would hurt myself getting in the ring. I
Yeah,
would
my
never
foot
be
would,
able to
like,
get in the ring
turn.
smooth.
I'd be walking down the ramp and my foot would just turn the wrong way, and that'd be it. I'd be out of commission.
Did you see the idiot who tried to get in the ring when
And then fell?
like after a Daniel Garcia match, and he gets in the ring and immediately just falls over his own feet and he just gets
Like, how
tackled?
embarrassing. It's like, who are you, Shane
Right?
McMahon? Get out of here.
Well, Shane got in like a champion. I think you're talking about Vince, who like popped his fucking quads.
Shane hurt himself when he did that one move, no? And then Snoop Dogg fixed it? You don't remember when that was recent.
But no, but didn't he got hurt in a match? Vince was the one who got hurt literally getting
Oh,
in the
yeah,
ring.
Vince. Yeah.
Like-
Sami Zayn
like-
hurt himself stretching. Remember?
Sure, you're fucking trying to hype up the crowd.
But
right?
I don't even
Yeah.
make fun of people like that because I do stuff like that. Like, I sneeze wrong
Right.
and my back
We're
is
not
out of
athletes.
commission.
We're not
That's
fucking
true. I'm
athletes.
not an
though.
athlete. I'm definitely not an athlete.
No.
But I don't make fun of athletes because of that. I'm like, I get it. I get it.
But I did it. I do enjoy Darius Martin and Action Andretti.
Me too. Actually, Andretti's
I
fire.
think if
He's
this
fire.
is the top flight that we're getting for now, that's not a bad thing at all. And these guys
No,
are just as
not at
capable.
all. Yeah.
Yeah.
This would be a good.
And I'm a
these-
big. I love John Cruz so much. So like John Cruz is one of the people.
When he came out, I was like, Brady's popping right now. I was like, Brady's so happy we're seeing John Cruz again.
Well,
I really
he's
like
one
John
of the
Cruz too.
few. He's one of the few enhancement guys that I like. I really
Definitely.
enjoy his work every time. He always makes his moments pop. He always makes himself stand out. So yeah, big John Cruz guy. I'd love to see John Cruz is somebody that I'd love to see Jacoby Watts recruit along with Nick Camarado.
It's so funny you say that. I was thinking of Nick Coronado. I can't say his last name. I always
Camarado.
Camarado. Thank you. I was thinking of him for Kyle Fletcher. Like
Nick
Jacoby
Camarado?
Watts. Yeah, Jacoby Watts, like, hypes him up enough. And he's like, you can take him, just do it. He's like, you have all this stuff. And he leads up to it.
That'd be
like,
good.
Yeah, leading
That'd
up
be
to it. I
good.
think that'd be a good one.
That would be good. Because I do think with the Jacoby Watts and Nick Camarado thing, obviously they're gonna go heel with it.
Yeah.
But I do think there's babyface potential there. Like I think people are gonna want to praise.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to praise Jacoby Watts. The praise be to
Yeah.
he and he is me. Like that is fantastic. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's money.
I like this stuff a lot. Yeah. I think he should recruit more people.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying here.
Make
like,
a
I'd love
cult,
to see,
man.
And like if we're going with a Nick Camarado type of just people who've really been doing nothing on their own, why not a John Cruz? Why not an Aaron Solo? People like that.
Right. Definitely.
Anna Jay taking on Tara Zepp. This was once again just another effort to make Anna Jay really appear to be one of the top women in Ring of Honor right now.
So Tara Zeb is so beautiful. They showed her and I was just like, oh, she's so beautiful. And then I remembered she's a deathmatch like princess. Like she's a deathmatch queen. Like I forgot like she wears heavy makeup all the time and they didn't have her. And I'm assuming they didn't have her in the makeup because Anna Jay was going to get the win. And it would look weird to have Tara Zeb when she normally looks how she normally looks with all the way she's
there would be a disconnect if they presented her as the unstoppable badass that she has been.
Yeah, she's a deathmatch. I know. I've definitely seen her before. But I didn't realize it was her until I saw the face makeup on her Instagram, and I was like, "Oh!" As soon as they said deathmatch, I was like, "Yes, I know who she is." But man, that woman is beautiful.
She's so beautiful. It kind of felt it felt weird seeing her like not as the deathmatch princess, not
aggressive. It felt like she wasn't really being aggressive. Gothy. Like when Anna Jay like pinned her and then she lifted her up to cut the count. Like that was weird. Like I can't picture Tara Zeb like doing that. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's why they didn't do the face makeup because they didn't want her in her full death match mode,
Hopefully that they do decide that they want her to be like with them more often, want her to be a part of the roster, and then in that maybe we'll actually get the real Tara Zep and they'll let her loose, really.
Right. I hope so. I hope we see more of her.
But I 100% agree with you. I do feel like they decided not to go full Tara Zep with it because Anna Jay needed to be the focal point. Anna Jay needs to be the highlight.
Oh yeah.
And as
definitely.
I said, I think Anna Jay is somebody that they want to build up. They haven't really done a good job of it in the past years on AEW consistently. She kind of goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. So with Ring of Honor, I still think they have to like press the next button with her though. Whether we start hearing her talk, whether she pairs with somebody, whether they put her back with Dark Order just so she has a little backup. Like we need something from her other than just every week she comes out and wins a match, or you know what I mean?
Things that they ROH fails for me besides entrances is substance. Like I need substance from Anna Jay. I know Anna Jay from AEW and from other things, but now that you have her on ROH and you're showing her dominant and having her do squash matches, like give her some substance, give her something that we can hold on to and want to root for her or boo her, regardless if she's a heel or if she's a face. I need something. I need substance.
It's funny because Anna Jay is being pushed, right? Consistently. We see her every week now. She's getting wins. Rachel Ellering is like, we see her every week, but like, it doesn't seem like she's really getting pushed. We watched her lose again this week. It almost feels like she's getting pushed with her losses, because at least then we're getting something where like Maria and started talking to her again. And Maria was like, oh, you passed up your opportunity with me, yada, yada. And she's like pointing out how Rachel could have been winning if she was with me, but she's losing, yada, yada. So it's weird. It's like we're getting a story with Rachel. She's losing, you know, but at the same time, every time I see her, I kind of feel like I'm watching her next story unfold. I'm watching to see what happens next, where the next page is taking us. With Anna Jay, there's nothing of that. There's no pages turning. It's just, here's Anna Jay. Be impressed by her. Watch her win.
Right.
But we did get to watch Sky Blue win. As I said, Sky Blue gets the win over Rachel Ellering. I do like Sky Blue. I wish that... I think Sky Blue paired with Julia Hart is a good pairing, and they've been talking about it. You know, she's hanging out with House of Black. I personally, like, I'm big on have them be together. Like, have Julia Hart walk her to the ring. It adds a little extra something. But once again, I like both these women, and I like this match a lot. Sky Blue, I like seeing her at Ring of Honor more.
Yeah, I like Sky Blue a lot. I like Rachel. I thought this was good, and I really like Sky Blue, and I would... Yeah, I'm like repeating what you said, but yeah, definitely seeing her.
I will say this. I don't want to get into it too much, but unless you were living under a rock, you know that this was the match.
Is this the match?
This was the match that was famously heckled by at least one, I think, two douchebags who somehow had kids with them while they were apparently chanting obscene things to all the women in the ring, referee included. Rachel Ellering and the referee, I was told, or read rather, that as soon as this match ended, those two in particular were super quick with getting the fans kicked out, getting them removed, having security deal with it. You could see, and they did a great job editing. We didn't really catch any of that happening during the match.
When it was happening, I was looking to see if it was this match, and then I didn't see
right. No, I think they, like I said, I think they edited, but I could see some extra intensity in Sky Blue's eyes, like especially after the match was done. She kind of just looked like extra pissed off a little bit. And like there were some times where like she'd hit a match and then you kind of see her look in a particular direction in like a pissed off way. So there were little things here and there that I saw that I think might have been, you know, a reaction or a response to that. People fucking suck. Why can't these shows be 100% populated by puppies? Guarantee you wrestling would be so much more interesting if puppies were the ones booing and cheering and going
if I was a wrestler and the entire arena was puppies, I would never be able to do a match. I would be so distracted.
I tell you this much, I'd never be able to be a heel.
No.
I'm gonna pee on your foot, you little puppy. Get out of here. You don't deserve kibbles and you don't deserve bits. All the puppy food for me.
That's what you would say to these poor dogs? And then if you wanted to be really, you could say some evil stuff that would make everybody sad.
No, if I really wanted to be an asshole, I'd ride a bicycle down to the ring and play with the bell the whole fucking time. Bing, 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 bing. Make the fucking dogs freak out.
Or you'd come out, like a whistle, a dog whistle. Or you could come out with like cat stuffs and talk about how
I would
cats
drive
are
out
the superior animal.
And I could drive a mail truck to the ring. I would come out as be the postman.
So my dog loves the mailman and loves UPS. If I'm walking her and she sees a UPS truck, she tries to jump in it. She loves UPS trucks. She's nuts. She's a crazy dog.
Yeah,
I
she
see
loves
dogs jumping into UPS trucks all the time on like TikTok and stuff.
She loves it. She loves them. She jumps into other people's cars. Like if the car door is open, she tries to jump in at all the time.
That's dangerous. Your
Yeah,
dog is
she
way too
jumped
easy
in-
to kidnap.
She jumped in Mike Ladner, our friend's car once. He dropped me off and I opened the door and she ran out and jumped. And I
Dogs
was
should
like,
not be that easy to kidnap, Danielle. This is a problem.
I don't know.
I can't. She's crazy. That's probably how she got like lost in the first place. She probably jumped in someone's random car.
That had to be it.
Yep. We digress.
We
you
do.
said puppies and I got confused.
As I mentioned earlier, we did have 3 proving ground matches. The other one, of course, we had a tag team match, Undisputed Kingdom defeating the team of Jason Geiger and London Lightning. I do love seeing London Lightning whenever I can.
When you said one of your enhancements guys, I was like, oh, well, I got to see my London Lightning. I love this guy.
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's so fantastic. I was so happy to see him in this match.
Me too. And I was happy to see our tag team champions because it's one of those things where, like, every time I see them in the ring, I get reminded of how good they both are.
Right.
Like, Michael Bennett and Matt Taven are so good. Like, really good.
Like, so good. Yeah. I love Matt Taven. I know he gets a lot of shit, but I like Matt Taven. He also is a puppy lover. I think his dog's name is Gryffindor, if I remember correctly.
That's fucking hilarious.
But yeah,
But
I
yeah,
really like. Go ahead, sorry.
But no, just once again, it's kind of the same thing that we've been talking about, where like proving ground matches are cool, but proving ground matches are done to put attention on the championship, attention on the fact that everyone on the roster, whether they get on Ring of Honor every week or they don't, they're just in the back hoping for a shot. Everyone wants to be champion. So, like, let's turn the page again. Show me the infantry staring them down. Show me the outrunners, getting in their face. Show me a team that just won today. Show me Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh come back and kind of stare them down. Like, I just want to see people that want to be champions. That's all.
Right. And like, I know this is a played out occurrence with other wrestling companies and stuff, but I think this is okay in this sense. You can call out, hey, you're not on this show. Like, Undisputed Kingdom has been on more frequently now, but like, be like, you're not here enough. I'm here almost every single week. I want these titles because this is my show and I deserve the titles because I'll have them at home all the time. Like, that's a way for them to fight for the titles too.
And last week it seemed like the Undisputed Kingdom, like they were talking about how they're the best tag team in the world.
Right.
A promo like that deserves a response from other tag teams. Also, the fact that it seemed like they were shouting, calling out Angelo and Matt Menard. Let's get them on. Let's get them on Ring of Honor. Then let's have them clap back. You know what I mean? It just it feels like it's like there's a Ring of Honor does a lot of storytelling that we don't give them credit for because they don't follow up. For example, like I said, last week they were telling us a story with the tag team titles and the champions have new challengers. Great. We also got a story of other tag teams that are competing with each other to be future challengers. Awesome. But then we get this week and none of that's addressed and none of those teams are on the show. And it's like, okay, so you really expect me to go into next week's show thinking about things that happened 2, 3, 4 weeks ago so that when you finally decide to address that story again, I'm just going to act like this is perfectly normal, like we've been telling this? No, man, I've got the attention span of a peanut. I'm a fucking wrestling fan. Cater to me.
Right.
These are instances where it's okay to cater to me.
It's okay. Just cater to me. I don't care. I don't care.
You gotta be real basic, okay? I need to be reminded things all the time.
I'm a basic bitch. Give me my pumpkin spice latte, my vest, and my, I don't know what else is basic. I don't like pumpkin spice.
Will and Grace.
And
Will and Grace DVD series.
And the Will and Grace DVD series. Yeah. And Ugg boots.
One thing we don't have to get reminded about is how great Athena is, though they definitely did remind us this week with a proving ground match, Athena versus Nicole Matthews. What are you doing? Are you high-fiving?
No, I'm saying fiddle faddle to Athena. Nicole Matthews. I popped so hard for Nicole Matthews. I was setting up for the show because I knew it was almost over. And all of a sudden I hear Nicole Matthews and I'm like, Nicole Matthews. I popped so hard for this. This is why I try not to look at Twitter too, because I try not to see the matches. And I popped so hard for this. This is a Shimmer champion. This is a 2-time Shimmer tag champion. I was so excited to see her. Sorry.
I love how into her you are. Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
awesome.
God, I love her. I've seen her so many times in Chicago.
I'm glad you were able to be surprised. I'm glad you missed the announcements they made in the beginning of the show, because
100% missed it.
in the beginning of the show, I remember hearing like they're doing the shows, and then they say, and our main event, Athena in a proving ground match versus Nicole. And like the thing just said Nicole. They didn't say Matthews. But then I looked up and I saw, I'm like, oh shit, that's her. And then later, like in the ring, they do it. So it was cool knowing the entire night that they were giving Athena and Nicole Matthews the main event spot.
It was one of my sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I don't like proving ground matches in the main event because it gives away the fact that you know when it's gonna end. But nonetheless, it was fun to see this.
No, 100%. Yeah, I popped. At first, when your brain hears something different at first too. He said Nicole Matthews, and I heard Nicole Savoy, and I was like, holy shit, we're getting Nicole Savoy. I was like, where's this girl been? But then I was like, no, Nicole Matthews. Like, I think during COVID, her like visa expired and she had to like go over for a while, like at that time or whatever. But Nicole Matthews, oh my God, I used to watch her all the time in Chicago. Every time I went to Shimmer shows. Oh, I love her. I was so excited to see. And this crowd was hot for her. Hot for her.
They were
chanting,
I mean, I think they were in Canada. I think this match was still in Canada.
It doesn't matter. Like, your wrestler's favorite wrestler. Like, I was all about this. Like, I was very excited about this match. And she's beat her, I think. I think he said 2 times before, which I remember. Like, they've had matches at Shimmer because Athena's from Shimmer too. And they had match. I was so excited for this. All right, I'm going to calm down. I was really excited about this match.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Athena being so dominant, like they talk about how long she's had the title for, but with that, I believe has come a fairly lengthy winning streak. Like, I can't remember the last time I actually saw her lose a match.
Yeah, they said how many times she won, right? Like 500 and something?
Something like that, yeah. So if not for how dominant she is at this point, I wouldn't mind Nicole Matthews not necessarily winning this match, but lasting the 10 minutes, which gives her the technical win, entitling her to a rematch.
Correct.
I don't necessarily know that I don't know that goes down as Athena losing or just Nicole surviving, which means tune in for part 2. But that would be fun. Yes. And I almost wouldn't mind if like that happened. Athena took care of business. She takes down Nicole, but Nicole Matthews doesn't go away. So maybe Billy Starks now has to give Nicole a proving ground match. Billy Starks isn't nearly as dominant yet. So maybe she could afford a proving ground loss to Nicole Matthews.
Maybe.
And then Nicole Matthews actually gets a title shot. This is, of course, me just fantasy booking because we like her.
Of course. I was just so happy to see her. I marked out. And then I marked out, obviously, at the end.
Right.
Because my girl, the queen Aminata came. She's coming for that belt. I think she's going to take down Athena.
Now, this is one of those things where
I don't know when. I don't know how.
My first reaction was a small complaint. However, after thinking about it, due to liking Nicole Matthews, like I was kind of like, okay, well, maybe this works out. Fact is, I didn't want Queen Aminata to help Nicole Matthews. I didn't want Queen Aminata to give a fuck about Nicole Matthews.
Right.
Athena is the champion. You're not coming out because Athena's being mean and attacking someone who doesn't deserve it. Right. No, that shouldn't matter. You should be coming out because Athena's got what you want. Athena's got the belt. You're coming for it. So, like, I didn't want to see Queen Aminata actually, like, take her out and then tend to Nicole Matthews. I don't need her to be the nicest girl in the world. I want her to be the baddest bitch in the fucking show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that was my only small complaint. However, knowing that Athena always has backup in the form of Billy Starks, and while it's usually the Queen Aminata and Red Velvet tag team we've been seeing in the past few weeks, if this is going to get us Queen Aminata and Nicole Matthews as a tag team for a match, then cool. Then you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, I'll forgive it. But I would love to just see more of a killer instinct out of the Queen as she goes after the gold. It shouldn't matter what Athena's doing. Athena's the champ. That's why you're coming after her.
Yeah, I think I'm now okay that she didn't win the TV title because now she can go after the bigger one, the big bad. And I think she's going to dethrone her. I think it's going to happen. Anytime,
Interesting.
maybe not soon. Not maybe anytime soon, but I think she's gonna dethrone her, which is gonna be fucking wild. And I'm gonna.
I mean,
pop
she'd be
so
a
hard.
great choice. She'd be a great
She's
choice.
so good. She's so good. And you would think her kind of gimmick wouldn't work. I don't know why. There's something about her gimmick that I could see people not like being behind, but she just works and she's so good in the ring. I really like
I mean,
her.
that's what it is. Because also, I mean, her gimmick is mostly just being really fucking good and really proud of how good she is.
She's very authentic. She comes across very authentic and very
Right.
real and like just she and determined and just I really love her. And I'd be totally okay with her to dethrone. I think it's gonna happen. And I love it. I love it. Conviction.
Yeah, no,
That's what
I mean,
has. Conviction. That's the word
she's
I
a
was looking for.
future star. Like, and
Oh,
like you
yeah.
can't deny it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's funny because we see a lot of women who are so good, but then they get kind of pushed too quick or they just get hyped too much, and then you start seeing everyone turn on them real quick. The internet fans, of
Right.
course, is what I'm talking
Right.
about. And just be like, oh yeah, but look at this botch, look at that botch. Have fun looking. Because Queen Aminata really is that good. And like she's a big signing. Like AEW got lucky that they grabbed her and nobody else was really making a fuss about her at the time.
Yeah.
Like I said,
'Cause
conviction. That's
yeah.
what I was looking for.
Like she talks with
And
such
she always gets better
conviction.
too. She's always getting better.
Always better. But yeah, she's a good sign. She's a good signing, and I'm here for it. I am a queen.
And we will be here for it every single week. Guys, I'm sorry. This is only a 41-minute show, but we only had an hour show to talk about. So, you know, if Ring of Honor is going to shrink it down, we got to shrink it down too.
People want to go back to watching the playoffs. We appreciate you for coming and listening to us instead of watching the playoffs. We appreciate it.
Right. And now we can go watch the playoffs because Danielle's definitely has on mute and she can turn the volume on now.
Guilty.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to support the bodyslam.net network. Go ahead, support all the podcasts. Donate at slamchats.com. Make your voices heard. Follow us at the Heel Marks, everywhere at the Heel Marks. Tune in every week for the Heel Marks. See you next week for another edition of Mark of Honor. You guys are the best. We are just trying to be like you. And never forget that we're not just smart marks.